Afternoon, this is Judge Clark. We've had somebody disconnect under the label B14ODL. Can that person unmute and tell me what hearing they're here for?
Hi, this is Tamara Herman.
Thank you, Ms. Herman. All right, I'm going to go ahead and call the case. Give me just a moment. This is the matter of the welfare of the children of Tamara Herman, Brendan Peltier, and Gavin Scholl, 80 JV 2576. I'm Judge Clark. We're conducting this hearing remotely under Minnesota Judicial Branch guidelines. Anyone appearing remotely may not record the hearing unless given permission by the court. With that, can we get the appearance for Wadena County?
Tyra Ladd, Wadena County Attorney, appearing on behalf of Wadena County Human Services. Also present is Emily Gallmeyer, the agency social worker.
And the attorney representing Ms. Herman?
Sarah Federley on behalf of Ms. Herman.
Ms. Herman, could you state your name for the record?
Yes, Tamara Herman.
And the attorney representing Mr. Scholl?
Joshua Knuckles.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mr. Knuckles. I cut you off.
Joshua Knuckles, attorney for Gavin Scholl.
All right, and Mr. Scholl, can you unmute and state your name?
My name is Gavin Scholl.
All right, Mr. Scholl, I'm going to ask you to remove your hat, please.
Yes, sir.
Right. This is on the calendar for a pretrial. We have a hearing or a trial scheduled to start on July 16th. I'm sorry, Ms. Gearman. I'm sorry, Ms. Weaver. Did I ask for your appearance?
No, but I'll happily fit Mary Weaver, guardian ad litem.
I apologize. All right. With that, we're here for a pretrial for a trial that's scheduled to start on July 16th. Has there been any resolution in the matter? I'm not hearing anything.
Your Honor, I do believe my client is able to enter into an admission for an amended petition, essentially for voluntary TPR pursuant to a contact agreement. There hasn't been any signing of consents or contact agreements by any of the parties at this point yet. So I don't know if we'd want to first complete those items prior to putting that on the record, or we could put it on the record today and then complete those items.
I think I'd rather complete those items than put it on the record. But I will note that for the record. Right. Ms. Ladd, is that your understanding with regard to Mr. Scholl?
Related to Mr. Scholl, my understanding is that he will be making an admission and that we would be doing a voluntary termination of parental rights. There would be a written consent for good cause on that, and we have circulated a contact agreement amongst the parties, including the proposed permanency placement if the court moves forward related to the termination of Ms. Herman's rights, and everybody has essentially, I think, agreed to that and signed off on that in that circulation, but we just don't have that to be able to file it with the court today.
Right. Are there any other resolutions?
Ms. Federley and I have been working on a number of things related to this. I don't know what there's been any new developments from her perspective with her client. I am aware that her client does have a warrant out of Hennepin County, so I don't know that if there's been that's been a barrier or not. But I do have some proposed filings that I will be filing with the court based on my meetings with Ms. Federley related to some things related to judicial notice and such, and so those will be forthcoming. But I don't have any updates other than that. But I would defer to Ms. Federley.
Ms. Federley.
And I don't have any updates on any settlement, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Federley, I'm sorry, let me back up a step. We've got to the point of the July 16th trial date after we had set this for a trial, I believe in May, and then continued that. So Ms. Herman could be appointed an attorney to represent her based on her indigency status. While I recognize there was a deadline for lists of witnesses and exhibits, I'm going to set a deadline for any amendments to lists of witnesses and exhibits to be July 10th. Ms. Ladd, you could certainly use that as the deadline for any documents you wish to file relating to taking judicial notice on things as well, if you can get it done within that time. And then I guess my question is in regards to Mr. Scholl. I certainly don't mind starting the trial at 8:30 on the 16th and taking his admission and letting him and Mr. Knuckles be released at that point. I'm wondering, trying to squeeze in another pretrial from Ms. Herman's side of the case, is there any benefit to doing that? I mean, is there going to be any issues we need to put on the record?
I don't think so. Ms. Ladd and I have worked together a little bit to figure out ways to cut down witnesses and potential stipulations and things like that. I know we're still both working on that, but I think I think we're in agreement on what we can do, and I don't necessarily think another pretrial is going to be necessary to get rulings on that. I think we're fairly well in agreement on what we're willing to do.
Okay. So amended lists of witnesses, exhibits, and motions are due July 10th. And then we'll do an 8:30 hearing by Zoom to take Mr. Scholl's admission on the 16th. And that means Mr. Knuckles and Mr. Scholl, you can appear by Zoom, and we'll just take the admission that way. And when that's done, we'll start the in-person trial for Ms. Herman in her side of the case. With that, Ms. Ladd, anything else you're looking for today?
And perhaps it's buried in this file that I have dissembled at this point. Is there, well, in speaking with Ms. Federley, I think we're hopeful that we can perhaps get this in a day, given sort of what we've been working on here. But I do have a conflict that I'm not going to be able to go until 4:30 on the 16th. Do we have another date? Is there a second date, or is there another date for the trial?
Yeah,
is it
the 18th?
Okay. I just was double checking.
Yeah, my understanding is that you also were not available on the 17th, so we were starting on the 16th and concluding on the 18th.
That's correct, and I will have to conclude on the 16th by 3 o'clock at the latest, and so that's why I was just checking on that. But I think that the things that Ms. Federley and I have been working on, and given now the proposed resolution with Mr. Knuckles' client, I think we might even be able to get it all accomplished in that time frame. But I just wanted to double check and make sure that I wasn't missing a date there somewhere. So thank you.
All right, Ms. Federley, anything else?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Mr. Knuckles, anything else?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Ms. Weaver, anything else?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. With that, we will close the hearing. Thank you, everyone, and we will see you on the 16th.
Thank you.
All right, and then